Gardening is so much more than just a hobby. It's a way of life, a conversation with nature, a chance to reconnect with the rhythms of the earth. And the most wonderful thing is, anyone can do it. Whether you have a sprawling backyard or a sunny windowsill, the joy of nurturing life from a tiny seed is a universal pleasure. Today, we're going to equip you with the basic tools and knowledge you need to begin your own gardening journey. Don't worry if you're a complete novice, we all start somewhere. Now, before we even think about sowing a seed or taking a cutting, we need to talk about tools. A good gardener is only as good as their tools, and you don't need a shed full of them either. A good sturdy spade is your best friend. Look for one with a solid wooden handle. Ash is ideal, that feels comfortable in your grip. Next, a good rake. Essential for leveling soil and clearing away debris. Again, a wooden handle is best, and choose one with slightly flexible metal tines. And of course, no gardener can be without a watering can. A good watering can should have a balanced feel even when full, and a rose that delivers a gentle, even spray. Now, let's talk about soil. Good, fertile soil is the very foundation of a successful garden. It's teeming with life earthworms, beneficial bacteria, and fungi all working together to create the perfect environment for your plants to thrive. The first thing to do is get to know your soil. Is it heavy clay, free-draining sand, or something in between? Once you know what you're working with, you can start to improve its structure and fertility. Adding organic matter, like well-rotted manure or compost, is the single best thing you can do for your soil. Now for the exciting part, choosing your plants. But before you get carried away by colorful blooms and exotic names, it's important to be realistic. Start by considering your garden's conditions. Is it sunny or shady? What type of soil do you have? Once you know your limitations, you can begin to explore the vast array of plants that will thrive in your particular space. Don't be afraid to experiment, but it's always wise to start with a few easy-to-grow varieties that will reward your efforts and boost your confidence. Right, let's get our hands dirty and start planting. Now, the key to successful planting is to give your plants the best possible start in life. Dig a hole that's twice the width of the root ball and just as deep. Gently tease out any circling roots and position the plant in the hole so that the top of the root ball is level with the surrounding soil. Backfill with soil, firming it gently around the roots, and water well. Watering might seem straightforward, but it's an art in itself. Overwatering can be just as detrimental as underwatering, so it's all about finding the right balance. The key is to water deeply and less frequently, encouraging roots to grow down deep into the soil. A good soaking once or twice a week is far more beneficial than a light sprinkle every day. And always try to water at the base of the plant, avoiding the leaves as much as possible. Now, gardening isn't a one-time effort. It's about nurturing and tending to your plants throughout the growing season. Regular weeding is essential to prevent unwanted competition for nutrients and water. Keep an eye out for pests and diseases, and address any problems promptly. And don't forget to feed your plants regularly with a good quality fertilizer to replenish the nutrients in the soil. Now, one of the most rewarding aspects of gardening is learning to work with nature rather than against it. Encouraging beneficial insects like ladybirds and lacewings to your garden will help keep pests in check naturally. And providing nesting boxes for birds will not only enhance your garden's biodiversity, but also provide you with hours of enjoyment watching their antics. And then, of course, there's the sheer joy of harvesting the fruits of your labor. Whether it's a basket full of ripe tomatoes, a handful of fragrant herbs, or a vase filled with colorful blooms, there's nothing quite like enjoying the fruits of your labor. Remember to harvest regularly to encourage further production, and don't be afraid to experiment with different ways to preserve and enjoy your harvest. And there you have it, the first steps on your gardening journey. Remember, gardening is a lifelong learning process, full of trial and error successes and setbacks. But most importantly, it's about connecting with nature, getting your hands dirty, and experiencing the sheer joy of watching life grow. So there we are, the very beginnings of a beautiful, productive garden. And remember, it's a journey, not a race. Start small, be patient, and enjoy the process. There's nothing quite like stepping out into your own garden surrounded by the sights, sounds, and scents of nature. It's a truly life-enhancing experience. Happy gardening.